Alright YouTube, today we're going to solve for both the distance traveled and displacement of an object from that object's position versus time graph. Now one of the hardest aspects of this problem is understanding what's actually happening in the situation just from the information on our position versus time graph. So we're going to make a number line, and on the x-axis we're going to be showing not time, but the position of this object as it moves back and forth. And back again to be our object is our little Lego dude. So you'll see on our graph, at a time of 0, our object was at a position of 5. So that means our little guy is going to start right here. Now as time went on, our object went from a position of 5 to a position of 10. So move this way. This little period of time right here where the position doesn't change means our dude just hung out, had a break or something like that for 5 seconds. And then this last phase of motion, our guy goes from a position of positive 10 all the way down here to a position of negative 5. Now the first thing we're going to do here is solve for distance traveled. Now distance traveled is nothing other than the sum total of all of the motion that our little particle is going to experience. So we're going to look at each phase of this motion and figure out the total distance. Now our little guy starts at a position of 5. Realize everything doesn't always have to start at 0. So our guy starts at 5, and over this first phase he goes from a position of 5 until a time of 10 when he's now at a position of 10. So he's going to be moving to the right 5, so there. His distance over that first phase was 5. And then he hangs out for a little while. So in that phase of motion, he doesn't go anywhere. So we're going to say his distance traveled from 10 to 15 was 0. And then according to the graph, all of a sudden at a time of 15, he goes running back this way, all the way to a position of negative 5. So he's going from 10 to negative 5. So that's going to be plus 15. Now, if you've been paying attention, you might be inclined to say that's negative, but realize distance traveled is always positive. And so our little guy, whether he's moving to the right or to the left, it doesn't matter. We're always adding in positive values. There's no such thing as negative distance traveled. So in adding these up, we find the total distance. Now there's a few ways to solve for the displacement of our little guy as he moves around here, but they all use the same equation, where displacement is given by change in position, which we can look at as final position minus initial position. Now you'll notice in this displacement equation I put x final minus x initial. That's because our little guy is moving around horizontally here. The issue is if you look at the graph, position is shown on the y-axis and time is on the x. And so sometimes people try to put time into this equation. Realize this equation is for positions, regardless of where that position is shown on our graph. Now there's two ways to do this. The first is sort of a quick way about this. So I'll show you that first. Ultimately, the guy starts at a position of 5 and finishes at a position of negative 5. And realize we don't care what the guy does in between. The fact that he went from 5 to 10, hung out here and then came back is irrelevant. When we look at the equation, we only care about the final and initial positions of our little dude. He started here, finished there. So his final position was a position of negative 5. I don't care how he got there. Minus his initial position, that was a position of positive 5. Meaning his displacement is negative 10. And we get a displacement of negative 10. Now realize this negative right here means our guy started at 5, he went to negative 5, meaning his displacement or his position decreased by a total of 10. See, in the case of distance, everything's always positive, so you always get a positive distance. But with displacement, the displacement can be positive, meaning something ultimately moved to the right, or negative, meaning something moved to the left. Now there's a longer way to do this problem, which involves going back through each phase of this object's motion, much like we did here with distance traveled. So we're going to apply the same displacement equation to each phase of this motion individually. So starting with the first segment, he went from a position of 5 to a position of 10. So the final position over that phase would be 10, minus the initial, which was 5. So in that first phase of motion, he had a total displacement of 5 meters. In the next phase of motion, he travels from a position of 10 to a position of 10. He doesn't go anywhere. which means his second displacement is going to be 0 meters. And finally, he's going to move from a position of 10 to a position of -5. So our final being the negative value, the initial being the positive value. Realize this should be negative, meaning his total displacement is -15 meters. Now the thing about displacement is that the total displacement in any situation is simply the sum of all the individual displacements. So adding these three displacements up, we have 5 plus 0 minus 15, again giving a total displacement of -10 meters. So ultimately, I hope you've found this helpful in understanding how to determine the distance traveled as well as the displacement for an object from a position versus time graph. And on that note, that's all for now.